Tygar is overpriced. I don't really recommend it, especially when clones like Turathi Blue exist. This lasts 10 hours, medium projection, it smells 95% the same. With our upcoming release, Mr. Debonair, I thought I would do a video on office fragrances. Like our mature connoisseur collection, Mr. Elegant's professional fragrance, I like an office fragrance to be professional, clean, inoffensive, while at the same time still having charm and some sort of attraction to it, some attractive factor. That, in my opinion, is what makes the best kind of office fragrance. And when I say office, I mean like work, university, office, etc, etc. We're applying the same approach for Mr. Debonair, which by the way will be at its lowest price until the end of Friday of this week from the time of this upload. We have 10 work/office fragrances here today in this list. We're going to go from the most affordable to the most expensive. And when I say something that's 10 out of 10, it has to have that SEM profile being fantastic, performance, wearability, and the price tag has to be correct also. Let's begin. First up is Jaipur pour Homme Eau de Parfum, a fantastic hidden gem cheapie that I discovered recently. This is more for the mature gentleman who likes honey-based barbershop fragrances. If you like fragrances like Naxos or Penhaligon Sartorial, you'll love this. Honey, cinnamon, barbershop, lavender perfumery. It's very clean, but it can be worn both in the day and night and lasts 10 hours. It smells fantastic quality, and I think this is like 20-25 pounds. Absolute steal for the price. Has a slight old school feel to it, but actually I still think this is very relevant and timeless. Bentley Momentum Intense. I slept on this when I first had the bottle of this and then I gave it away. I think this is a fantastic slept on clone fragrance that recreates CH Men but makes it longer lasting. Very good value for money as well. You get this for around 20 pounds, 8 hours longevity in medium projection, woody, sugary, handsome, clean. It has that perfect balance of being clean and inoffensive while still being attractive. That balance I was talking about before. It smells super smooth, high quality for the price tag as well. A very sharp, clean, musky, sexy fragrance. 37.9% of people who watch School of Scent are subscribed to us. If you guys really want to see our channel grow, go ahead and click subscribe. Let's get that number to 40%. Thank you. Afnan's Turathi Blue. The Tygar DNA, which this clones perfectly, is a great DNA for the office. It's clean, fresh, inoffensive, simple, easy to like. You can wear this for something that smells great on yourself, a dumb reach that you know will just work in the workplace, no matter what age you are. I think Turathi Blue does work for all age groups, really. As a simple grapefruit, sandalwood, and Broxton creation, Tygar is overpriced. I don't really recommend it, especially when clones like Turathi Blue exist. This lasts 10 hours, medium projection, it smells 95% the same. Rasasi Shuhrah, clean, aromatic oud and leather, a really masculine, mature, refined scent that looks like it's more expensive than its price tag. It's around 20-25 pounds, and it actually smells like it as well. The quality is fantastic, fantastic performance as well, 12 hours with a medium to loud projection. This is surprisingly clean. A lot of people said this was polarizing. I disagree with that. I think this is just very refined and gentlemanly, more of a mature scent for sure, but I think, again, for that price tag, it's insane. Chanel's Allure Sport, the original. Now, you can replace this with Extreme or with Superleggera, whatever your favorite is, but I think this is a 10 out of 10, and then the flankers. This one gets me the most compliments as well. Creamy, musky, citruses, aquatics, that smells very masculine, handsome, ozonic. It smells like a pilot, like a really handsome pilot would wear something like this in my opinion. Extreme gets all the love. I still prefer the original. I still get 8 hours with this with a medium projection, with this bottle at least. Try it out. I think some people's noses go blind to this DNA more easily than others. If it does, and you're not getting 8 hours, then okay, reconsider. But for me, this is long lasting, gives me a lot of compliments, and it's just a very handsome, dumb reach office scent. If you just want to smell casual, you don't want to be overly serious with your office fragrance, Chanel Allure Sport then is for you. This is quite an interesting suggestion for an office fragrance, and that is Prada L'Homme Intense, not the original. Again, the original gets all the love, but I think the Intense is easily the best Prada fragrance out right now in their main line. Dark, powdery, intense, leathery, a little bit sweet tonka, but it's still professional, elegant in a certain way. It's more of an evening scent, but I think in the cold weather, I think you can get away with this in the daytime also. 10 hours longevity, medium projection. It's quite beastly as well. It's an interesting office fragrance that smells quite dark, mysterious, elegant. It has its own unique character and vibe to it, which I think is really cool. It's just an elegant masterpiece that really stands out. It's one of my favorite fragrances of all time. I've said it before on the channel, guys. This is a designer scent that could be niche, honestly. That's how great I think this fragrance is. Dior Eau Sauvage Parfum, the 2017 version. Again, going back to the barbershop style, it's barbershop perfumery made modern. This is not as old school smelling as the Eau de Toilette of Eau Sauvage. If you smell the original, don't worry about that. Try this instead. This does smell still a bit classical, but still very relevant in today's time. A bit more mature. I think be at least in your 30s to rock this fragrance. It's simple, clean, citron, lavender, amber perfumery. Very long lasting, nicely blended, 14 hours longevity with a medium to loud projection. This is the office fragrance that you know, if you just want performance, you know you're gonna go with this. This blasts out from you, has fantastic projection, it smells classy, and you know it's just gonna be a very reliable fragrance. So if you're doing those long shifts, consider this fragrance. Xerjoff's Torino22. Again, quite an interesting suggestion, I would say, that is for the guy who loves creative, artistic, niche perfumery. This is a strange fragrance that smells sexy. It's still a 10 out of 10 in my opinion. This is a matte-based citrus, musky, ambery fragrance in the Torino line, which is meant to be a tennis-based line. I say Torino21 gets all the love, gets more hype. It smells more tennis-esque. I feel like it fits the theme more accurately. But this, I think, is better. It's smoother, really interesting, and really just enigmatic. I feel like it has a lot of layers to explore when you put on this fragrance. It kind of has this high quality, sparkling amber effect that I think is really cool in this scent. And the mate, which is a herb that I know this drink, I've tried this drink before several times. It's an Argentinian staple. A lot of Argentinians love to drink this herbaceous beverage, which I think is fantastic. I think it's just really cool that they put this in a perfume, but it smells professional, clean, very easy to wear. It's meant to be a summer tennis-esque line, but I think Torino22 is the most versatile out of all the Torinos I've tried so far. It's my current favorite from that lineup. 10 out of 10, 8 hours longevity with a medium projection. Fantastic scent, really interesting. Definitely worth checking out if you like cool perfumery. Tom Ford's Fougère d'Argent. This fragrance has made it to my For Life list many times on the channel. You guys will know this is one of my favorite Fougères ever. Creamy, classical Fougère perfumery, almost a little bit menthol-like. It's like a minty, fresh, invigorating, crisp, manly Fougère. Very classy. One of the best from Tom Ford that people don't talk about. I'm pretty sure that Tom Ford was the creative director of Rive Gauche, the men's version, back in the day in YSL. I'm pretty sure that scent inspired this, because this does feel like a throwback to old school barbershop perfumery, but made modern, just like he did with Beau de Jour. I think it's a fantastic skill to do something like that. If you want a modern, very good tribute to the Fougère family, like you want a traditional Fougère, you want to experience what that family is like, Fougère d'Argent is that for you. I've said in the past, I do think reformulations kind of ruined the scent. It went from a 10 out of 10 to a 7 out of 10 in my opinion. It doesn't smell as rich or as good performing as it used to be, but I still think there are some guys out there who still love modern formulations, especially if you haven't smelled the old version. Maybe go try it out anyways, guys. This bottle that I'm holding is a 10 out of 10 to me. Go try it out and see if you agree. A very underrated private blend line fragrance from Tom Ford. And lastly, my newest addition here, it is Nawab Al-Oud Intensivo by Ormonde Jayne. And this is what the bottle on its own looks like. Now, you guys know from the very beginning, when I first tried this brand, the first sample I got was Ormonde Jayne's Montabaco Intensivo, which a user on Instagram suggested. I gave that a 10 out of 10, and then I got gifted a Montabaco Intensivo by Ormonde Jayne. That fragrance is a 10 out of 10. That could be on this list very easily, but I thought I'd talk about this new fragrance that I was gifted as well by Ormonde Jayne at the end of our visit to them when I went to do an interview with Linda Pilkington, their founder. She said, pick any fragrance you want as a gift, as a parting gift. I thought it was very kind of her. So I'm going to talk about Nawab Al-Oud Intensivo. This is, I think, the highest rated fragrance for this brand. I had to go and get it. There's a lot of hype for it. And yeah, I can see why this gets a lot of hype. This is excellent. This is 10 out of 10 perfumery. This is spicy, soapy, floral oud with a clean muskiness and a slight leathery touch, which might come from the oud itself. I think the soapiness comes from the rose. You got some spices here, including that pimento as well as pepper. It's just very clean, and they use that classical Ormonde Jayne touch. They use a lot of like bouquet ingredients, let's say, a lot of florals, airy hediones, and airy bouquet is what you think of. But I think that spiciness and intensity and that slight leather feeling here makes it masculine. So this is a unisex leaning masculine scent overall, but I do think both genders can rock this. Just like Montabaco Intensivo, it uses ingredients that you are familiar with, but in a new, interesting way. A very complex blend, and those kind of do that justice, that idea of how complex and multi-layered Ormonde Jayne's creations are. She said to me, Linda, that they like to really take their time when they put out a new release, and you can basically smell that in their creations. I think it's all there. It's always really impressive how the fragrances smell so fresh and so easy to wear because of how just light they feel, but at the same time they're very long lasting. It's a very tricky balance to get that. I think they've used a very light, fresh, airy DNA, but then just pumped up that concentration to the max in their creations. I wouldn't be surprised if this is not at least 35%. It feels like a very thick fragrance, but it's still very light and airy. Really cool experience that you should definitely try out. This is one of the best fragrances from the brand. Montabaco Intensivo and this are my current two favorites. Definitely try this out, guys. It's not every day you get a clean or oud fragrance, and I think this is just a masterpiece in general. I get over 10 hours longevity with at least a medium projection, maybe even louder than that. And that concludes this list, guys. Do you agree with my statement that I think office fragrances should be professional, inoffensive, while at the same time handsome and attractive? Do you think that's a thing that can really be achieved? What is your favorite office fragrance? And again, guys, don't forget to check out Mr. Debonair. You have until the end of this Friday to get at the best price possible. Thank you so much, you guys, for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to check out our previous sexy office/work fragrances up here. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.